right, we got this. Comeback should have been impossible.
Going down 3-1 in the NBA Finals is virtually a death sentence. Throughout the 79 final series in NBA history, 38 of them reached the dreaded 3-1 deficit, and only one team has come back from it.
That 2016 Cavs team, bro. Too tough.
And with that being the case, it was imperative that the San Antonio Spurs won Game 4 on Wednesday night in Madison Square Garden to prevent going down 3-1 in the series and give themselves a real chance to win an NBA title. And that's exactly what they were on track to doing. Through the first half of Game 4, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs put together arguably their best half of the entire season. Record-breaking efficiency, stifling defense, and a first half of basketball so dominant that it earned them the third largest lead going into the half in the history of the finals.
Them boys was
76
crazy.
to 49, a 27-point chasm separating them and the New York Knicks. An impossibly large deficit for the Knicks to overcome. In fact, the largest comeback ever achieved in the finals was 24 points. So, barring literally the worst half of basketball in the history of the finals, the Spurs were all but guaranteed to tie up the series going back into San Antonio with the wins at their back and all the momentum leading into Game 5. What transpired over the next 20...
I ain't finna cap. When I seen the Knicks going on a 15-6 run, I already knew they were about to blow the lead, bro. I already knew the Spurs was about to blow the lead, gang. I could see it in their face, bro. This shit was just nasty. It was disgusting. I ain't gonna lie.
24 minutes of game time was literally the worst half of basketball
that was
in the history of the
diabolical.
finals.
It's gone! It's gone! It's gone!
OG.
0.2 remaining.
OG.
Take the lead. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history.
That shit was crazy.
Today's video is sponsored by Playoff 20 Sports to best take this deal. And right now, Jimmy 10 to use Geek.
Damn.
What you are looking
That
at
was a
is a graph
probability?
of the live win probability from Game 4 of the NBA Finals, according to Inpredictable.com. The San Antonio Spurs played so well in the first half that by the end of the first quarter, the Knicks' win probability was already just 17.6%. By halftime, the Knicks' win probability fell to just 1.5%.
Damn.
With about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, their probability of winning this game was just 1%. 1%. Unfortunately for the Spurs, basketball is more than just a game of probability.
That's insane. Just like that. All you need to do is really go
This,
on runs.
ladies and gentlemen, is a visual representation of the greatest
Games based
comeback
on
in
runs.
the history of the finals, and quite possibly the history of the NBA. Because what the Knicks did on Wednesday night wasn't just improbable, it should have been impossible. How in the world did the Knicks pull this off? Well, you have to see it to believe it.
OG.
Kelvin Johnson goes in hard.
Hey!
The first signs of a catastrophic meltdown
Yo,
by the Spurs all
Keldon
started.
Big Body Pop Belly Johnson, gang. That nigga just takes up space on the court, gang. That nigga's ass. Didn't they give that nigga like $6 million a year, bro? Bro, that
Right
nigga's
about
shit.
here, with just under 9 minutes left
Oh,
in the
nah,
third quarter,
bro.
down 27, Josh Hart brings the ball down the court and feeds OG Anunoby for an easy
Hey,
dunk.
yeah.
The Knicks playing with a tangible sense of urgency considering their circumstance. The Spurs rebuttal.
Right now. Is coming back with a little more fight.
A contested 25-footer 4 seconds into the shot clock. Tim Legler was on the call, and his commentary on this possession could not have been more spot on.
And right now, Mike Brown doesn't mind those quick threes by the Spurs. Even if they go in, you want to speed this game up to give your team more possessions.
Just moments later, Jalen Brunson hits a three, putting the Knicks on a 7-0 scoring run while Taylor Swift cosplays as an actual Knicks fan. The Spurs call a timeout. Their game plan still intact.
Mitch
For
Johnson.
now. Just a couple possessions later, after a miss from Brunson, the Spurs come down and get into a two-man game with Wemby setting a screen for De'Aaron Fox. Wemby pops out, and Fox passes the ball to absolutely no one.
Nah.
Knicks ball, we're going the other way. Fortunately for San Antonio, the Knicks do not convert on this possession, so the Spurs have a chance to come down and extend their lead back up to 25. With another deep, wildly contested three-pointer that, of course, doesn't fall. The Knicks, on the other hand, come down, move the ball around until they find OG in the corner for this open look.
Good
The
shot.
lead now down to 19. Knicks on a 10-0 run. At this point, one can only assume the Spurs will probably stop shooting early shot clock threes and really get into their half-court offense, right?
Points, Brunson with 22. They've got 44 of the 62. Johnson
Clank
wide
City.
Right. Well, at least on the next possession, the Spurs do a better job at getting into something that resembles a coherent offensive set.
Step back.
Urine.
It's another highly contested step-back three.
Boo-boo.
And another miss.
Boo-boo.
What's worse than another missed three?
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three.
Giving
Made
up
three
another three on the
on the
other
other
end
side.
just 27 seconds later. The Knicks
Damn.
now on a 13-0 run. Eventually, the Spurs got back on track and maintained their lead over the next 6 minutes,
16-4 run.
slowly working down the clock and holding off the Knicks, which in and of itself was a miracle considering how poorly they were playing. Throughout the third quarter, the Spurs attempted 20 shots. They hit 4 of them. In
Damn.
fact, they had more turnovers than they did made shots in the quarter. At the start of the quarter, the Spurs had a 27-point lead. By the end of it, their lead was just 15. But that was some of the worst basketball the Spurs had played all season,
Yeah, that was
especially
terrible,
considering
bro.
the first half they just put up. It would take
Biggest
an
choke job
unprecedented,
ever.
horrific
Like, no cap.
collapse to follow up that third quarter with an even worse fourth quarter.
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three. Hart hits a three.
You got Josh Hart.
Suddenly it's come to
Josh
16.
Shooter Hart,
That's
3.
13 straight points.
Make no sense, bro.
Alvarado tries a three. Rolls around and drops in.
Jose Alvarado.
Beautiful pass
Look
inside.
at Mikael Alien Head Bridges.
Shot clock winding down. Towns.
Cat
off the
Zesty.
bounce, step back,
Uh.
puts up the three. It's good.
That boy bucket off.
Brunson.
OG.
Three-pointer's good.
On runs.
6
The game is based off runs.
You ever watch a game and see some stuff that can only be attributed to what feels like fate? Despite the adjustments, despite the attention to detail or the effort, it just seems like there's an outcome that is destined to happen. This was one of those games. After having one of the greatest offensive halves in playoff history, regardless of the looks the Spurs got, they struggled to get them to fall. And regardless of the looks the Knicks got, they couldn't seem to miss. And after another run from the Knicks, the Spurs lead is now cut to just 11 points. Now, some of this can be attributed to experience. Some of it can be attributed to focus and sticking to a game plan. And some of it is sheer luck. But when you're witnessing a professional basketball player doing a balancing act, tiptoeing the backcourt in the midst of a historic comeback before heaving the ball to the opposing team, one may begin to believe there's a greater force at work here. I am sitting at home on the other side of the country, and I can physically feel the Knicks' momentum from my couch. Coming back down the court,
Damn.
the Knicks got the ball to Cat in the corner.
Is that
But
Aura?
he's got Wemby on him, the defensive
tough.
player of the year, one of the best defenders of all time. Surely, he doesn't just
Damn,
go
already?
right at him and get another bucket here.
I feel that.
Towns fakes, strides on Wemby, goes inside, stops, flips it up, shot is good.
Tough.
Of course he does. The
Bully
lead,
ball.
now just 9 points. Madison Square Garden is in mass hysteria. With a chance to swing the game back in their favor, the Spurs come back down the court. And considering their circumstance and what has occurred over the last 18 minutes, do you think they, A, work the ball around until they get a good look,
Wemby's
B, feed
wide
the ball
open.
to their 7'5" alien superstar rolling to the basket, or C, do the exact same thing that got him into this mess and take another early three-pointer?
Chipping away. Fox picks up his dribble. Champagnie can't get it.
If you said option C, you are correct. But look,
That
the
nigga
Spurs
Champagnie
forced a
be
turnover
shooting
on the
the
other
ball.
end. They've got
He be
another
shooting that shit
chance
like
to
he's
build
Curry,
this lead
gang.
back up on the fast break.
He got a burner,
Any
but
guesses
he ain't
as
like
to what
Curry,
they will
gang.
do
Let's slow
on
that
this
down.
Crucial, potentially
Let's chill out on that.
possession.
For a little bit.
Castle may have gotten a piece of it. Fox kicks it out. Vassell, right side,
Ugh.
three-pointer, can't get it.
You can't make it up.
Just chuckle.
Down on the other end, Jalen Brunson
no.
works his magic and makes a tough layup off the glass to
Bucket.
shrink the lead to just 7. The Knicks are now on a 17-4 run against the youngest, most inexperienced finals team in league history. Now would probably be a good time to call a timeout.
Fox searching. Anunoby on him. Fox steps back, jump shot, puts it up, can't get it.
Just shooting
Wemby
shit.
tips it out of bounds. Nick Ball.
or not. The Knicks come back down the other way and
Momentum is
immediately
on.
set a screen for Brunson. Why is Wemby guarding a
Crazy.
6'0" Jose Alvarado 20 feet away from the basket? I don't know. But after the switch, he's now on Brunson. But now he's dropping back to play strong side help with Champagnie in the corner. The Knicks swing the ball to the other wing, and there's Wemby right on time to help. And guarding this corner man is Champagnie. But wait, he was supposed to be in the opposite corner, which means someone's open.
Oh,
Off the
geez.
bounce. Corner three, Anunoby. Bang! 4-point game. Timeout, San Antonio.
One possession game. Mitch Johnson realizes he has the autonomy to call a timeout. Larry David is losing his mind, and the world is ending. Or at least it feels like it is, if you're a Spurs fan. But there's still hope. After trading a few buckets, the Spurs maintain their 4-point lead until there's about 2:20 left on the clock, and Jalen Brunson hit this three over Wemby.
Bro, this is like something out of a movie, bro.
Shot clock at 5. Brunson fires
That's
up a three.
insane,
Puts
nigga.
it in.
His bubblehead ass, bro.
This
Like,
building is
that big
shaking
head ass
right
nigga,
now.
he
You
be
ever
going
see a
crazy,
dagger
bro.
That wasn't a game winner.
You gotta
or a
give
go-ahead
respect to
bucket?
JB,
Well,
bro.
you just did, because it is now just a 1-point game, and the Spurs are in a state of shock. How do I know this? Because on the very next possession, De'Aaron Fox, the team veteran, a starting point guard in the NBA Finals, did this.
Now Karl-Anthony Towns. Fox throws it
You know what
up.
I think?
After 2 quarters,
De'Aaron Fox has been in the NBA for a while, but he's never been close to this type of moment in his career, gang. Like, this nigga's never have been close to making the finals ever until he joined the Spurs, bro. Realistically. So it's like a different atmosphere, if that makes
of
sense,
some
bro.
of the most appalling basketball you've ever seen, this should have been the
He's
nail
just
in
like
the
them.
coffin for the Spurs and their hopes of winning this game.
Josh Hart ahead of the pack, lays it up. Lofts.
Josh
He missed
Hart.
the layup.
But it wasn't. Miraculously, Josh Hart missed this wide-open layup that
He
would
knew
have
it
put the
too.
Knicks up by 1. And despite their best efforts to lose it, the Spurs still have the lead. And on the very next possession, Wemby gets fouled and sent to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Now, Wemby is an excellent free throw
Stinker.
shooter with a career playoff free throw percentage of 85%. He's also the future face of the NBA in a potential legacy-defining moment of his career. Under most circumstances, this trip to the line would put the Spurs up by 3 points.
It's
But
alright,
this is far from most
It's
circumstances.
okay, bro.
And got that up on the glass. Credit Castle for creating
You'll
those
be here in the
footsteps
next, like,
behind him. Wembanyama
2 times,
misses a
gang.
free throw. The greatest
The
comeback
next 2
in
years,
NBA
you will be
Finals
here
history.
again, bro.
Missed them both.
0 for 2. The lead, still just 1 point. Or at least, it was.
Second 6. Castle on him now. Brunson, stutter dribble, drives inside, goes up, floaters up.
That's
It's good.
crazy.
The Knicks take the lead with 1:22 remaining.
For the first time throughout this entire game, the Knicks take the lead with just over a minute left on the clock. If this game ended right here, what you just witnessed
this?
is already the most improbable, most unbelievable sequence of events in the history of the finals. But somehow, despite there being just a minute 22 left on the clock,
Weird
this
ass
game is far from over. Thanks to a pair of free throws from Stephon Castle, the Spurs regain a 1-point lead with just 30 seconds left on the clock. And on the very next possession, this happens.
Kicks it out in the corner. Brunson gets it back. Brunson on the drive. The floater's up. Shot won't
Damn.
go. Rebound deflected in the backcourt.
De'Aaron,
Fox has a
De'Aaron,
chance to get-
De'Aaron.
Pause it. NBA players
Come
are
on,
the best
Fox.
basketball players on the planet. In spite of this, they still often make mistakes. And in the finals, these mistakes tend to live on in infamy. For every great, career-defining playoff moment, there are equally as many infamous blunders that stick with a player long after they retire. What you're about to witness
Nah, that JR shit, he had to be off Henny. No, cap. That wasn't a mistake, bro. He wasn't in the clear mind to think properly. Yeah, I don't know.
Is one
This
of those
nigga,
mistakes.
De'Aaron Fox too, bro.
Fox has it inside. Blocked by
The
Anunoby.
fuck was he doing?
9 seconds remaining. 6 seconds
It's just
remaining.
in that moment, bro.
And Mike Brown
It be like that.
With less than 14 seconds on the clock, the Spurs were up by 1 with possession of the ball. De'Aaron Fox could have wasted time off the clock and forced the Knicks to foul. He could have called a timeout. He could have cleared it out and passed it to a teammate. Instead, he went up for a layup and got blocked, giving the Knicks one more chance to win this game. But of all the unlikely things to occur in this game to bring us to this point, converting on a bucket with less than 6 seconds on the clock, down 1, in the finals is about as unlikely as any. Dating back to 1997, the beginning of the play-by-play era, there have only been 6 go-ahead baskets in the finals with less than 6 seconds left in the game. All 6 of these buckets cemented as some of the most clutch, legacy-defining moments in modern NBA history. Even after their historic, unprecedented comeback, the Knicks still had to pull off what has only happened 6 times in the last 30 years. What are the odds that they can pull it off? About as unlikely as everything that led them to this point.
It might just go flat for Jalen Brunson, allow him to operate at the top, 1-on-1. Brunson gets it, fires up a 3. Shot,
no one boxed out, gang.
It's gone! It's gone!
I don't even think they were paying attention to him, to be honest. That's how it had to be that.
Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history.
That's crazy.
The Knicks pull off a miracle comeback and lead it.
This is some shit out of the storybook, bro.
Now 1 win away from a title.
It's just like the build up, the mistakes leading up to that.
My friends, is the greatest comeback in NBA history.
Facts. OG. Jimmy. Nah, that's fire.